Morning, everybody. Welcome back. Dave Montgomery here from Later Life Training for our fifth movement snack of the day. So this monumental day we're having today, International Day of the Old Person. And we're having a snack on the hour every hour. So 9 snacks by the end of it. If you just do a portion of it, so we've got our mini movement boosts within there. So if you do just a portion of it, then by the end of the day, you're adding huge amounts of minutes in. So if we just do the first part, which is our active sit or our active stand, then potentially we're adding at least 9, if not 18 minutes, depending on how long you do it, how many times you do it. And our circulation boost in, and you're adding even more in. So, you know, you have the opportunity to do just a little bit of it or to do a bit more. If you're on catch up, then hello to you, firstly. Don't forget that you can pause, you can stop, you can go through this preamble if you want to, you can kick it off from wherever you want to. Just drop us a little comment, let us know you've been passing through, because it's always good to know. We're a bit like ships in the night sometimes, as far as catch-up is concerned, especially for Dee. It is the middle of the night for Dio at the moment over in Calgary, who's joined us live for a couple of sessions. So it's been great to see you there, Dee. Drop us a little comment to let us know you've been in. I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to zip across to our Alive O people who are joining us, and I can see people dropping in straight away. So I'll go and say hello to them if that's all right, and I'll catch up a little bit later on. Okay, Bex, good afternoon, welcome to you. Good morning, even Dave. Good morning to you, Jane. Fifth movement of the day. That's right. Kelsey, who's Kelly? Kelsey's here. Hello again, love. You're right. She's on board with us. Sorry, I made myself laugh then. I do apologise. Hi, Kelsey. Good morning to you. It's good to have you with us. I'm going to start my little sprint in a minute. If you can get the baton ready for me, and we'll go for the changeover of the baton, if that's okay. Just keep it warm for the time being. Hi, Christine. Mrs. P. Good to have you in. Carol, good day. Welcome. Fifth snack of the day. Lunch is prepped for later. Oh, what you having? I haven't done anything about lunch for myself yet. Gillian, good morning to you. We're still just in the morning. We're about to flip over into the afternoon, but we're still in morning at the moment. Gillian, catch up in a bit. You're having a coffee outside with your daughter. How inconsiderate of her to call. No, not at all. That's the great thing about catch up. You can catch up at any point in time. Go and enjoy that coffee with your daughter and say hi to your daughter from all of us as well. Have a lovely time, Gillian, and we'll see you on catch up a little bit later on. Christine, good morning to you. Welcome in. Lots of green ticks, lots of sunshine and rugby balls for us today. And a rainbow. Always love it when we get a rainbow from Christine. Carol, good afternoon to you. Oh, good morning even. Welcome in. Where are you, Sheila? I'm sure you'll be here soon. There's some rivalry going on within the collective today, I can tell you. Gillian, good to have you with us. Vivian, good afternoon to you. Welcome on board. Good to have you with us as well. Sandra is in. Off we go again. Indeed, off we go again with the cough as well. I'm having too much fun, that's the problem. Need to calm down. Right, what else have we got? Margaret Wood, good afternoon to you, good morning to you, as it is at the moment. Ready for number 5, indeed. Where is today going? I don't know. It's been so much fun. I know I have, and I'm sure Bex and Kelsey have from things they've been saying. We've been talking to each other offline, and we're just having so much fun today. It's unbelievable. Joy, good day to you. Welcome in from Killalow. I hope I've said that right. Christine, time's flying by today. It certainly is. Fun, we laugh in the face of fun. We do. We laugh in the face of fun. We're getting round to our 3, 2, 1 in a moment, and this is our 12 noon snack. Now, today's 12 noon snack will go a little bit against what else we've been doing throughout the rest of the day, so it's going to be a little bit longer, and this will give you the flavour of what our snacks have been like over the last 6 months, really, what we've built up to. So, you know, we talked about, and it's been talked about earlier on in the day, that, well, Sheila's in. Hi, Sheila, the collective's here. Adil, good afternoon to you as well. So we talked about earlier on in the day that the fact that we're doing 10-minute snacks today, we're keeping to that 10 minutes as far as the bulk of the day is concerned. But over time, they've grown to about 15, possibly 17 minutes or so. So today, the 12 noon snack, what we're going to do is our mini boosts, which we've been doing all day. And then if you want to stay on and have a look at what the rest of a snack looks like, you're more than welcome to stay with us and join in if you want to. Last few hellos before we go on. Diana, good morning to you, and good morning to Carol as well. Good to see you all on board. If you want to lose those comments off the bottom of the screen, then please do feel free to swipe them to the side. I can't remember if I said good morning to Dawn. If I didn't, Dawn, I do apologise. Penny, one last hello to squeeze in there. And Wendy is coming in as well. Good to see you. Swipe those snacks to the right if you want to. Kelsey, you're up and running. I've got my little bit of a jog going here. I can feel it coming in. Oh, there it is. There's the baton. Look, we've got the baton in Coventry. So well done. Thank you. I hope that was a brilliant pass, Kelsey. I thank you very much for that. Let's get ourselves ready to go then. So we, as always, will start for today with our mini boosts. So we're going to start with our active sit or our active stand, go into our circulation boost, and then we'll take it forward from there. Okay, so starting with our seated position. If we're in our seated position, we're going to hopefully be sat in the back of our chair, so having a bit of a relax. So the first thing we're going to do is lift ourselves off the back of that chair. We instantly engage the muscles around our abdominal area to help lift and elevate us into this active position. To take it a little stage further, and remember that balloon between our ribs and our hips, give it a couple of extra puffs of air and lift those ribs a little bit higher, bringing the shoulders up, back and down, pressing down so that we're opening the chest cavity. We're giving more room for the lungs to expand, more ability to get oxygen into the lung and to get oxygen around the body. If you want to switch that off and take a rest again, then do, and then we can come back into it with that lift initially, and then lifting the chest a little bit higher and shoulders back and down. To take this into a standing position for our active stand, if that's on your radar, if that's what you want to work towards, then a hip walk into the front third of the chair. And this is the ideal position to come into to stand when you've been sat down. So in the front third of the chair, it's a lot easier for us to come to this rise than it is from the back of the chair. Heels just behind our knees. We've got a little hip hinge from the hip, obviously. And then we're going to press down through the heels to bring ourselves to a standing position. A little bit of a movement in the feet there, so a little bit of a pedal just to regain our balance if we feel a little bit challenged. What can happen is that blood pressure can drop when we change our position. And so that just enables us to help balance that blood pressure out again. Fixed external support if we want it. And again, to come back out of this, if you want to come back into your seated area, feel the chair behind you. So back up so you can feel the chair on the back of your legs. And then with control, lower yourself down into that chair. Utilising the arms of the chair if you need to, or if you have them there. And again, if you want to come standing up again, then start that hip walk to the front third of the chair. Power up. And away you go, all the time, both in seated and standing, switching these muscles on, so lifting and being active in our positions, standing and feeling taller, lifting and lengthening through our upper body. From there, let's move into our circulation booster. So in our seated position, excuse me, we're going to bring ourselves forward in the chair. So we've come into our active seated position. Let's have a little hip walk into the front third of the chair. So we're at the front third, and from there, let's bring an arm movement in. Now, generating this movement from our shoulder, keeping the elbow fairly close into the body, powering through to mobilize through our shoulder. Have a little pause there, and then change to your other arm. If you feel comfortable with it, then bring both arms in at the same time. Now, if you just want to keep going with that, let's have a look at the standing prompts for this. So in our standing position with our external support, we've got that movement from the shoulder, driving the elbows backwards, focusing on that movement in the shoulder and feeling the mobility coming into there. Take a pause, as many steps as you need to change your support to the other side, and then in with the other arm coming in. If you feel steady and stable in standing, a good base of support to work from, then both arms in at the same time as well. From there, let's pop the legs in. So let's lose the arms for a moment, and a heel raise with the feet. So lifting the foot off the floor at the heel, coming up onto the ball of the foot and the toes, just pressing down and lengthening and feeling the back of the leg engaging. So feel that calf muscle engaging. From there, taking it into a march. If you feel comfortable with it, just lifting the foot off the floor a little way this time. So the toes are the last part of the foot to come off and the first part of the floor to come back down onto it. So we peel off the ball of the foot, we peel off the heel, we peel off the toes, and then we place the toes down onto the ball, and finally coming through to our heels. Now in seated, this is a big movement as far as your hip flexors are concerned. So you may want to take it into a little toe tap in front, or you may want to come back into that movement there with your heel lift. In our standing position then, again, we've got that little lift of the foot off the floor, and it's only a small clearance. It's not a big move. We're just bringing the toes off the floor and then placing them straight back down. Standing tall, still looking at our active stand position and our active seated position. Then if we feel comfortable with it, let's put both arms and legs in, both in seated and standing. So in our seated position, we've got the arm movement and we've got the leg movement as well, generating and mobilizing through that upper body. So this is our circulation booster. So we're boosting our circulation. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Getting breathing a little bit harder. Blood's pumping a little bit quicker. The heart may feel as though it's pumping a little bit quicker. We're getting the blood around the body. We're getting the oxygen around the body. We're warming the joints. We're warming the muscles, ready for an activity that we're going to do at any point. And a great thing to do numerous times through the day, this, to have that little boost of circulation and switch that body on. Okay, take a pause there if you need to. And if you want to come back into the back of the chair and bring yourself back into your resting position, if that is where you want to leave the snack for today. If you're in standing, then again, feel that chair behind you, lower with control into the chair and sit back and release. Moving on from there, let's take it into our conventional snack. So what we're going to have a look at is some directional stepping. Now our directional stepping we will use continually throughout the day if we're having to move direction, change direction. But if we feel as though we may feel a little unbalanced at any point in time, and a directional step is something that's going to help us to regain our balance. So in our seated position, we're going to take a step forward. It's only a small step, it's not a big movement, it's a controlled small movement. Lifting and placing the heel onto the floor and then coming through onto the toes. Bringing the foot back in, toe comes through to heel. Yep, so we have a heel toe forward and a toe heel back. And then from there, we're going to take it out to the side. So toe comes down first this time and through to the heel, and then back into the center, toe heel. And then we can repeat it on the other side. Heel toe, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. So getting used to moving those feet in different directions. If we're going to come into a standing position, if standing is on your radar and that's what you're working towards, then remember our standing position. We power through our heels to bring ourselves to a standing position. A little bit of a pedal firstly to regain and resettle that blood pressure. And then with our support available if we need it, we're going to take a step forward, heel toe. We'll shift of weight onto the front slightly and then coming back in, toe heel, then out to the side, toe heel, and back in, toe heel. And then we can change to the other side. So have a look from the side. I've got my support here. I'm going to step forward, toe and heel, and the weight comes onto the front leg. Knee no further forward than the heel, so we're staying in line. Foot is down at the back. We're coming back in and we're shifting the balance back into the center. As I come back into the center, feet are hips width apart. They're not coming right in together. And then stepping out to the side, we take it toe heel out to the side and then toe heel to come back in. And then with utilizing your support, as many steps as you need after you've done that a few times on one side, and take it away on the other side. And really think about and focus on that foot movement. So where is the foot going? How is the foot coming down on the floor? Remember, we're stepping forward onto our heel and then we're bringing it down onto the ball of the foot. Then as we come back in, the toes come down first and we come through. When we go sideways, however, the toe comes down first and onto the heel. And as we step back in, we come in. And as you step from either the front or the back, power through. Yeah? So as we come back in from here, we power through from that foot to bring it back in, utilising our support available to us as well. If you wanted to have a go without support, just have some available so it's there for you if you need it. That's our first movement. Our second movement, coming back into a seated position, in our front third, we're going to focus on our hip hinge. So have a look from the side. With our hip hinge, I'm literally going to hinge from my hip. So we're bringing it forward and we're coming back up. Do you see how the back stays straight? So have a look at the back here. I'm not bending from my waist. The bend comes from my hip. It hinges from that hip and the back stays straight. And this would be a movement we would utilise if we were picking something up. So we've got the newspaper on the floor that we want to pick up, or a cup has come onto the floor that we want to pick up, or some washing that you want to get off the floor. Want to come down to actually pick your sock up ready to put on. You may notice I've got different socks on to how I had it earlier on. You see, Kelsey and Bex have got an advantage over me. Kelsey's changing her hairstyles through the day, I think. We've got some different variations coming up. And Bex is changing her bandanas. Look at those subtle changes of bandanas during the day. I did threaten to get the clippers out, but I haven't yet. Now, in our standing position, then with our support available, we've got a wider base of support. So we're just outside our hips. Look, a wider base of support gives us a bigger area to provide us with that support. Here's that hip hinge again. And as we hinge this time, we've got a small bend of the knees. Can you see? Because I push the bottom out as far as that hinge is concerned, the knees are going to bend. So I'm not bending and then hinging. As I hinge from my hips, my knees are going to bend as I reach. And that is because we don't want to put pressure onto our knees. So again, this reaching, we could reach for something, we can stand back up tall. Knees not locking when you come back up though. Have a go on one side, as many steps as you need to change your support to the other side. Set yourself up, hinge from your hip, reach to pick something up. And that is, as I say, something you would use during the day if you are going to reach and pick something up. Now, as I said at the beginning, we've made this snack a little bit longer to give you a flavour of what our normal snacks feel like. But also, what we've done is taken it back to our basics. So some of the basic movements that we do just to get us into activities that relate to everyday life, and probably ones that we're already doing, but we're just focusing on the technique of them, and we're focusing on how they feel and how the body moves. Where is our supporting parts? Where are our moving parts? And all of those activities. Last movement we're going to do in our seated position. Sitting tall, so we've got this active sitting position again, lifting onto the balls of the feet and lowering down. So lifting and lowering. And this is something that would challenge our balance if we're in a standing position, if standing is where we're working towards or is on our radar. So we can add a bit of a movement in the top half of our body to challenge our balance a little while we're seated by reaching out diagonally. So forward and diagonally reaching. So again, we've got that hip hinge that we've just done, reaching and coming back in. Reaching and coming back in. Now, if standing is on our radar, then again, power up to our standing position, a little pedal of the feet there. And with our support available to us at the side, we lift onto the balls of the feet and lower. Now, as you lift onto the balls of the feet, it's the big toe and the second toe that you're looking to put that weight down. And we're coming straight up and straight down. So it's not a movement forward, it's just a lift. And if you can imagine, if you were to put a hand movement in this as well, it's reaching up into a cupboard. Yeah, this is where you would utilise this sort of movement, just reaching up. And what you will feel is the back of your lower leg and your calf, you will feel a tightening of your calf muscle. As you raise up, you're shortening that calf muscle to raise you up. So you will feel some tightening of the muscle in the back of your calf, and that is perfectly normal. You may want to do a few on one side, change so you've got your support on the other side so you can get used to having support on the other side, so that you could, if you wanted to in the future, pop that reach in there as Well, there's 3 movements for you that make up our movement snack for this 12 o'clock. So a little bit longer than we've been doing the rest of the day. But that gives you a bit of a flavour of how we do things in the normal snacks throughout the rest of the day. That's me done. I will be back a little bit later on. I might even change my socks again. Who knows? Hey, what a wild, crazy world we live in. And I will see you a little bit later on. Right now, I've got to hand my baton. I've got my baton ready, and I'm going to hand it on to Kelsey, who'll be back with you at 2. Who'll be back with you after me. Yes, she'll be back with you at 1 o'clock, not 2 o'clock. It's the next one's 1 o'clock. And I will hand this over to Kelsey now. So Kelsey, are you there? I'm just going to hand this up to you. Get ready. Can you take it? Lovely. I will see you later, folks. I'll see you again. I'll be back here at 2 o'clock. Bye.